Morning everyone, Eric here, Nomadic Fanatic. Thanks for joining me on the channel. Getting back to projects, I've actually been busting my butt inside the NautiBus to get it ready for the next road trip, and in order to do that, Diana decided to make an actual list so I'm not winging it. This is Diana's list, and I finally got her to check off two things on the top there, which I'm going to show you first before we start the next project, which I've got all the wood and tools set up, ready to go. Just kind of doing as much as I can, right? Like a little bit of bus work, some actual trips out to clear my mind, and I think Diana and I have found the right balance to not get overwhelmed. Because in the meantime, she's still working on clearing out the house, and we moved buses again. The NautiBus is pulled all the way forward, and Diana's bus is back here. Last little things getting loaded up into that. So like I said, guys, I've been working really hard in the bus. Let me show you what I've done off camera, and I'm really proud of this. Yeah. Again, thanks for joining me on the channel, guys. I will be uploading this video with Connecten Internet. Check out the link in the video description below where you can find unlimited high-speed internet to take it with you on the road. Also, on my list out there is to more securely mount Connecten Internet exterior-wise so that it's just always ready to go on the road in the bus or on the trailer. I haven't decided. Hi, Gizmo. You're so cute. Gizmo was showing off some of my handiwork here, guys. You guys saw in a previous video, I finished the ceiling here with the planks that hide the bus getting narrower and lower at the top with a three-dimensional look. But finally, no wires, guys. Yeah, I thought about it and thought about it. Just how am I going to do it? And I ended up actually using, again, the leftover ceiling planks that I've already stained and put polyurethane on, of course with Gizmo's help, mostly, as supervising. But I ended up just framing out the whole bus driver's window with that wood. So it's completely framed out, but also hidden behind this is that monstrosity of stock bus wires that makes a 90-degree turn and then goes up through here. And then I built out a slot for my fan because I love having this fan. I've got a few fans. I've also got these two right here. So I've got nice breeze on me while I'm driving to get some of the mini split air that's over there on that handler up this way onto my face. So anyway, it doesn't look amazing, but before I put this awesome sign, maybe it's not the best sign to have while driving the vehicle, but it's just, Gizmo, you're so funny. It really hid the fact that it got big up here and then it slowly got smaller down there. So it kind of hides that optical illusion, almost has the same exact color. So I'm really happy with how that came out. I'm not a carpenter, but I just kind of made it work, right? I did it my way. I used steel screws into the metal steel of the bus so that it won't squeak or crack or make any noise. I also mounted my YouTube play button behind the driver's seat because, I mean, that's my Nomad award for 100,000 subscribers. So that's where I decided to put it. And Chunks is going to show off my pride and joy here, guys. I had so much extra wood that I finally built a dashboard table, essentially for the cats. But also this way, as we're bringing in groceries, we don't have to come all the way in. We can set bags and groceries on this table. So it's completely removable. Just a couple screws in the bottom, one in the corner over there, and one in the corner, and this whole thing can come off because I do have one compartment right there that has some fuses in case I ever have to access them. But I have not gotten rid of the heat vents up front, so they're all still accessible. And I think it ties the bus together because, again, it's the same wood as right there on the side going up through the ceiling and everything. It'll also tie into everything over here on the driver's side. And it wasn't the easiest to put together, but it's got that stained poly look. The cats love it because they like to sit there and look out the window. I don't know if they'll use it while driving. Diana actually put this bed here so that they don't get, so they have a nice spot to hang out, and Chunks literally just doesn't even like it. So I may not keep it there. Look, he's doing everything to avoid it. Oh, you gonna try it out now? You're gonna prove me wrong right here. But yeah, I sanded all the corners, got rid of all the splinters so that it's safe and everything. And I think it came out pretty well. Okay, I'll get rid of it. I'm really sorry about that. Man, get that out of my way, Dad. I want to enjoy this thing. Yeah. I think it came out great. Again, I'm not a carpenter. Don't do what I do because I do everything wrong, but I really like how that came out. And I think it really helps tie the bus together. So, none of these are my most favorite carpentry things. This stupid, crazy stealth litter box catio is definitely my favorite thing that I have done in this whole bus. And I thought about it in my mind, put it together. I've got a video. You guys can check out my playlist for the bus build. After he gets up here, he's already left the litter box and made 4 turns and jumps. So that's why there's no litter here, because they've gone through this maze down here and the steps that are down there, and then I open this up to access the litter box and to clean the litter box on the bottom. Then they have to hop back up and back around over there to get out. For the most part, litter does not come out of this area. Well, that's not true. There's a little piece right there. Okay, so some litter still escapes, but we sweep this front area every single day, Diana and I, to keep it clean because it's also the entrance. But I tell you what, the smell and the litter is no longer a problem. You licking some foot up there? Okay. You funny boys. Funny boys. Now, did I mention there's a lot going on in this video? Because there really is, guys. There's really I've got to clear all these magnets. I want to start over from scratch on our next trip. We have less than 60 days before we leave, so back here is where things are changing. Hi, Opie. What I doing, big boy? Oh, my big fuzzy butt. My big fuzzy butt. So back here, I've got the insulation over the window. That is an emergency hatch. We are going to leave it accessible in case, but Diana and I can also fit out the windows and any other places. So I am going to finally finish this back here, so we're not looking at insulation. And Diana has a couple ideas to finish it and make it look good. Also, going to be adding storage in the corner. Diana's going to be repurposing a couple of her bins to store some of her stuff because she has given up the closet. She wants me to build this into a second stealth litter box for Yang, for her black cat. And then we're gonna travel with 5 cats again. Oh, guys, I have to show you this. Remember in Vegas? So I watched the spray paint artist make this live in Vegas, and I got it on video how he'd used just spray paint cans to create this beautiful piece. And then I brought it to Michael's here in Los Angeles and picked out a mat, a blue mat, and the gray frame. I gotta put this near the ground so you can actually see that it kind of matches the floor. It goes with the gray vibes of the bus. So this piece is ready to be hung actually as soon as Diana finishes what she wants to do here in the bedroom right there against that wall. So I'm kind of hoping that it'll look something like that in the corner. That way I get to see it, and the blues in there match the blues of the curtains. See? I love that piece, guys. But it's definitely not a good idea to be an art collector as a nomad. And I have all my Disney prints and stuff in storage. Okay, so let me measure this piece. I need to do it in 2 pieces because I will not be able to bring in a piece of plywood and turn that corner. So it's gonna be in 2 pieces. And then I've got 2x4s to build the bottom frame down there and wrap this back area up so it looks pretty. Because every time you walk in the bus, you look down the hallway, you see unfinished bus with insulation. We're gonna get it, Opie. We're gonna fix it for you, buddy. All right, get to work. Okay. So while I'm trying to get stuff done, Diana keeps adding to the list. Oh honey, can we paint all those pieces before they get installed? Yes, but that means I can't finish it today because I gotta wait for the darn paint to dry.
It dries up really fast.
So the reason, hopefully we'll get to it in this video, but Diana's got a special plan for some nautical themed wallpaper to go on this. And we Googled it and it says that it'll adhere better to a coat of primer. And we have lots of that Kills white primer left over from the bus. So all four of these pieces, the headrest and the back, are gonna be primed, and that means I got time to go dip in the pool while the paint dries. So while we wait for the paint to dry outside, I am gonna start framing in the two projects that I have to do back here. And first of all, see how Gizmo is demonstrating here. This I'm very, very excited about because this bed, it's just weird not having a headboard. And I've since installed a 22-inch TV in here, smart TV, so we can watch TV. But the funny thing is, for Diana and I have to use 2 pillows just to prop my neck up to see, because the bed is completely flush with the engine bay compartment right there. So that's why I am building a custom headboard, a 22-inch headboard. So I got the 2x4s laid down here. I'm not going to secure them in yet because the piece of headboard is going to be split just like the piece back here to fit back here, and I want the split to happen right on one of these studs. I may have to move one over a little bit. But the 22-inch 2x4s go down, and they are mounted and already have that natural curve of a headboard, and then the plywood will go right up against it, come up to about here, and it'll provide a great place to plop a pillow right up against the headboard, but also be able to reach back here and access the other things that we're going to be putting back here for Diana for some extra storage. So got those placed. Now I'm going to do, I believe, 2x2s in the corner to make this straight. You can see how this wall is straight, and then this one comes down and back. So I'm going to straighten that out so that it's completely flat flush with 2x2s. Okay, getting stuff done, guys. The paint dried, and so I finished everything off back here. It doesn't look great, but I mean, it's so much more functional. We now have a, what do you call it, a headrest for the bed. As you can see, the pillow there. So I'm really liking that. It looks different because this piece is painted and that's not. But like I said, Diana has a plan back here, and I'm letting her do her wallpaper thing because I actually know it's gonna come out great when she gets done. So back here, the headrest is removable in case I ever have to access the 2x4s that are holding it. But yeah, now the pillows can actually go up against the headrest like that, and we can comfortably watch TV and also start working on the corner structures. We're gonna have some organizers back here, similar to this crate, but taller and stuff for Diana's extra stuff back here too. So, but there is one other thing that I've been working on, also simultaneously trying to really knock stuff off my list. I finished all of the screens, guys. So we already had these 6 windows all the way up. Now here in the bathroom, screen, which is perfect because this is right above the toilet area and also right across from the shower behind. So we got screens on all the windows. All the windows in the back, guys, have screens. That was a lot of work. That was a lot of work. We even had a leftover piece, one kit that I could put together, and I decided to go all out. I actually put one on the driver's side window, guys. I'm going to show you what it looks like on the outside, but this will allow some great cross breeze because until you get to the bathroom, we don't have a driver's side window that can open safely with cats. Now remember, this one will only open one side or the other side, but still, I can open in this. We got the screen right there, and then let in some natural air, have air push out from the other side. So I'm going to leave that open. I'll show you how they came out on the outside. Look, guys, I've been busting my butt. I've been busting my butt on this bus, and I don't even know if I'm going to be able to afford to drive it. So again, in the back, no screens on these two. That's where the shower is. Here is the first window with a screen. And really with the white aluminum custom frame, it doesn't look that different from the stock window next to it. Now the stock window, you're gonna see the silver here versus the white. I chose not to paint mine because I think the white looks the most stock. And then I've just got plastic window screens on with metal. I had to drill new holes into the steel with my new bits. But yeah, they're all good. There's Gizmo peeking out that one. And then the back windows, the two back ones, we decided to not put screens on those because we may end up putting something together that allows Yang to come in and out of this back window when we're at places that are safer to do that. So we can add more later, but for right now, I'm leaving the back two open. Same thing on the driver's side. That one's normal. We've got screens right here and here. Then we've got windows that don't open, and then we've got the bathroom window slightly ajar there with its screen, and I currently can't get to the front to show you because I've already moved the bus forward, but driver's seat, custom screen up there. Oh, here comes the garbage man. Needless to say, Diane and I have been busting out projects on the bus. We are going to end up storing Diana's bus for the season while her and I travel in the NautiBus. That's the hope. That is the hope. We're still in a weird phase right now where diesel prices still have not leveled out. At least here in California. They're going up every single morning we wake up, and that is, as we're working on the bus, of course, we're thinking about that, hoping that we don't have to drastically change our summer plans, but there is a lot out of our control right now. So we're kind of just doing some busy work because you got to sell the house. It's got to get done anyway. Yeah. And we got to get the bus ready because when the house sells, we're moving into the bus anyway. Yeah. Whether or not we travel, it doesn't matter. We still need to finish the bus.
Yeah,
so
we do.
So we're having fun. Oh, you can mark off...
back wall, the back wall bedroom.
Yeah, back wall of bedroom. And the screens. We forgot to put the screens on there, but yeah, you can go ahead and check that off. My list was 18 long. Yours, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 left. 9 big build-related things left, and then some other stuff related to cosmetics and stuff like that. Yeah. But we pretty much go to Home Depot every 2 days now. We're gonna go get stuff for building the custom litter box and for building the shelves. And you're just gonna decorate, right?
Yeah.
She's gonna decorate.
I'm gonna decorate.
Okay. So yeah, gonna keep working on projects. I do kind of want to go on a bike trip too, motorcycle trip. So Gizmo, you like having that open so you can smell the fresh flowers. Yeah, you can smell the flowers now, huh? It is nice to get some fresh air in the bus. Keeping up with solar, great. I know it looks counterintuitive. I've got both mini splits set to 68, but that's because I'm working in here and I want to be comfortable. So, you know, you got the chilly air, and then you got, I think it's like 88 degrees outside, so we are letting in some fresh air. But, I mean, my batteries are just staying at 100%, guys. Literally 100% non-stop. The inverter runs like crazy. Don't know if you can hear it in there, but I'm creating more power than I know what to do with. So yeah, I'm gonna fire up everything. All the air conditioners are gonna be on. So in my next video, this should look a little more finished. We'll just kind of see how things, there's Tara's head sticking. Hi, Tara. This is my hiding spot, Dad. Okay, Tara. Anyways, thanks for joining me, guys. We will see you in the next one.